Legal Guide for Business Owners and Innovators. Protecting Ideas, Powering Innovation. May edition. Welcome to SGL Monthly Webinar, May 2025 edition. This webinar will walk you through the key legal areas you need to know as a founder, creator, and innovator, even if you are not a lawyer. Every successful business today stands on two pillars, innovation and protection. While you build products, pitch to investors, and acquire users, the legal structure you create behind the scenes becomes your silent shield. Too many startups crash not due to bad ideas but because of unprotected intellectual property, legal disputes between co-founders, unclear contracts with clients, employees, or vendors, regulatory non-compliance, missteps in handling data or online content. Choose the right business structure. Your business structure defines your tax status, liability exposure, investor appeal, operational flexibility. Common types business structure include sole proprietorship, easy to start, risky for liability. Partnership, shared responsibilities, but need solid agreements. LLC, limited liability company, flexible, low risk, widely used. Corporation, good for scaling, complex, ideal for equity funding. Laws are made to guide, not to bind. Conscience. Pro tip on a business structuring. As a business owner, you need to draft a clear founders agreement early before money, fame, or problems arise. Contracts are your legal backbone. Take note of this. Verbal agreements don't count in legal terms. Verbal agreements don't count in court. Contracts do. Every business relationship with employees, partners, vendors, freelancers, or collaborators should be governed by clear, written terms. Key contracts to have in place while putting your business in shape. Service agreements. This is a legally binding contract that outlines the terms and conditions of services provided between a service provider and a client. Employment agreements, also known as an employment contract or job contract, is a legally binding agreement between an employer and an employee that outlines the terms and conditions of their employment. Confidentiality/NDAs are legal contracts that establish confidentiality obligations between two or more parties. They are used to protect sensitive information shared during business relationships, collaborations, or employment, and prevent its unauthorized disclosure to third parties. Licensing agreements. A formal agreement giving a person or organization permission to use or do something. Terms and conditions plus privacy policies for websites and apps are the rules users must follow to use a website or app, while privacy policies outline how personal information is handled. Protect your intellectual property, IP. Patents, for new inventions or products. Patent is a government authority or license conferring a right or title for a set period, especially the sole right to exclude others from making, using, or selling an invention. As a business owner, you need to put this into consideration. Trademarks, for your brand identity, name, logo, slogan. A trademark is a form of intellectual property that consists of a word, phrase, symbol, design, or a combination that identifies a product or service from a particular source and distinguishes it from others. This is also important. Copyrights, for creative works, writing, music, videos, software. A copyright is a type of intellectual property that gives its owner the exclusive legal right to copy, distribute, adapt, display, and perform a creative work, usually for a limited time. Trade secrets, confidential business information, like a secret recipe or algorithm. A trade secret is a form of intellectual property comprising confidential information that is not generally known or readily ascertainable, derives economic value from its secrecy, and is protected by reasonable efforts to maintain its confidentiality. Don't wait. Many entrepreneurs lose their edge because someone else registers their name, logo, or product design first. Your IP is your business in the modern economy. Know how to protect fundraising the legal way. Before you approach investors, make sure your business is legally clean. Cap tables should be accurate. IP must be owned by the company. Regulatory compliance must be in place. Equity and ownership shares must be clear. Know the basics of safe notes, convertible debt, and term sheets. Your future valuation may depend on how well you negotiate these documents today. Stay compliant locally and globally. Whether you're selling online, gathering user data, or hiring remotely, you must comply with data privacy laws, for example GDPR, CCPA, employment laws, tax requirements, local and international, consumer protection laws. Use tools, templates, and consultations to stay ahead. Ignorance of the law is not a defense even for startups. Prepare for global expansion. If your ambition crosses borders, your legal strategy must too. Register trademarks in target countries. Review cross-border IP protection. Understand international tax and business laws. Use global-ready contracts with jurisdiction and governing law clauses. When to do it yourself versus hire a lawyer. DIY when creating basic contracts with reliable templates, pre-designed document. Registering a local LLC. Filing trademarks in your home country. Hire a lawyer when raising investment or issuing equity. Filing a patent. dealing with employment issues or disputes, signing international deals or joint ventures. Final thoughts: build legally, grow fearlessly. As a business owner or innovator, your legal literacy empowers you to create with confidence, collaborate without fear, scale with integrity, win without compromise. The law isn't here to slow you down, it's here to help you go further, faster, and safer. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions,